essence, sweet children, just as the Father uplifts those who defame him, so you have to follow the Father in the same way. Just as the Father uplifts even those who defame him. So you have to follow the Father in the same way. You have to uplift. That's why you need to face defamation from your relatives, from your friends, from people you never thought would say such mean things to you. Now you understand the difference of love and attachment. If there's love, they don't do that. If there's attachment, they reject anything you're doing. They don't want to try to understand. They don't ask any questions and they judge. Well, that is ego of judgment, and therefore there isn't love when that's happening. And you have to pass through that because otherwise you will never learn the lesson why attachment deceives you. Many Brahmins avoid this lesson, but you cannot progress without passing through that lesson. Why? Obviously, human beings are fickle. Question. So Baba says, be bestowers of happiness and continue to forget your body. So intrinsically tied. The more you can't let go of your body, the more limited you are in giving happiness to people because all your pain comes to your mind through your body. That's your karmas, right? You have to settle them. You can't settle them by suffering more pain and becoming unhappy. Question, what are the main signs of the children who remain soul conscious? Answer, number one, they have a lot of spiritual love for one another. They have that for everyone, but particularly they have that certainly in their own world of BKs. They have a lot of spiritual love for one another. Number two, they never speak about weaknesses of one another. They never have the intention to diminish, reduce, weaken anyone. But again, what's the context? At least from my experience, you aren't helping someone by closing your eyes to their weaknesses. It's your love that makes you not want, when Baba uses that line in the Murli, he says, the father cannot bear to see the children laboring, struggling, suffering. Of course he can't. He's your father. Right? And if he knows what the solution is, how come you don't hear the correction as with love when you know it's the thing you need to do and hear in order to stop the suffering? That's just, fear, weakness, whatever, lack of faith, courage. But if you're not told what you're doing wrong that's causing your pain, do you really want to fix your pain problem? So it takes a lot of courage, and the courage is to be able to face the truth of your own karmas and your own experiences. Clearly, if you're in pain, you're not having very good experience, not having soul conscious experience, that's for sure. Number three, they give a lot of happiness to others. Well, their spiritual love. They don't try to diminish, weaken anybody through their weaknesses. They give a lot of happiness to others. Number four, happiness never disappears. Their happiness never disappears. So early Yajna, Dadis had so much love from Brahma Baba. It's not that he didn't give correction. Look, you hear in the Murli, Baba talks about those who sulk with the father. Well, obviously, if they sulk with both, they were sulking with both fathers, right? And he talks about children being like touch-me-nots. How would he know that unless he gave correction and he saw their reaction? So hear the truth of what's being said. Don't hear what your ego wants you to hear. Brahma Baba had the same problem helping the children. He loved them dearly. They knew he loved them dearly, and he still couldn't take correction because they weren't prepared to give the return of Baba's love. Return of Baba's love, renounce your vices and weaknesses, be honest with the Father. What else could be the minimum standard for loving someone, respecting someone? They constantly stay in limitless happiness. Number five, they never come into conflict with each other. So obviously that means your mind, your mood, your feelings cannot go off. Right? If your mind goes off, of course, it's a chance that you're going to get into conflict with someone. They might catch you on the wrong day and they might be having a bad day. So all this takes attention. Six, with the awareness of all souls being brothers, they are aware of having to pick up virtues, seeing the goodness in people. They see everyone's virtues. They are virtuous themselves and also make others virtuous. So you hear me, I correct you when you make mistakes, but when I see your virtues being used, I say, hey, that's really cool. Did you see how you were doing that? I think I might notice them more than you do, possibly, because you don't even pay attention of how special that is to think to do it like that with those feelings. 7, they do not remember anyone except
Baba.
the one Father. Om Shanti. All of you children are personally sitting in front of the highest and high, the unlimited Father. You are so fortunate that you have found such a Father. You should just think about the fortune. First, it's God. There's no one like God. 2, God's inheritance and attainment from God is huge, like unlimited. You can't get that from any human being. And everything that he gives you is eternal. Everything he gives you removes all your pain. Doesn't mean you'll remove all your pain, but if you apply it, you'll remove all your pain. You have come to the Father, the ocean of knowledge, to fill your aprons with the jewels of knowledge and to earn an income. The Father is taking you, sweetest children, so high. The Father only sees you, children. He doesn't need to remember anyone. This one soul, Brahma Baba, has to remember the Father. The Father says, both of us only see you, children. I, this soul, do not have to see everything as a detached observer, but I also see everything in the same way in the Father's company. I do stay with the Father, do I not? I am his child, and so I see everything with him. I tour around as a master of the world, as though I am doing this. I give drishti. So he does perform karma, but the consciousness he's in is why we say he doesn't perform any karma. Because karma requires you to get a return, and he doesn't take a return. Understand the difference? Consciousness decides whether you're creating karma or not. Remember, I said if you're already in a state of love and you forgive everyone in advance, then you're never hurt, disappointed, or take sorrow from anything they do. So they don't earn karma by doing anything against you. They earn karma for betraying their self-respect. That's different. But because you forgive them immediately, they don't get any karma from you, with you. Understand how that works? Because of consciousness. Everything including this body, has to be forgotten. Otherwise, it's as though the Father and the child become one. The Father explains, sweet children make a lot of effort. So due to lack of forgiveness, you have karmic accounts, your mind goes to others. That is why you can't be completely one with the Father in your remembrance. Just as the Father uplifts those who defame him, so you children have to follow him in the same way. So look at all these instructions on how to remember God. Nobody gets instruction like this. You go to any religion, any spiritual path, they cannot tell you the detail of how to remember God. Become bestowers of happiness. Never fight or quarrel amongst yourselves. Consider yourselves to be souls and continue to forget those bodies. Do not remember anyone except the one Father. This is your aim. This is your purpose, right? If you remembered people who you in body consciousness created karma, how would you get rid of settle your karma? For the account to be settled, you have to stop wanting to remember them. You just interact with them, detached, soul conscious, not betraying your self-respect, not being separated from Baba's remembrance, and therefore not being separated from your divine virtue. That is possible, right? So that's why he says you don't have to leave home. You don't have to divorce them. You don't have to do anything like that. If you're strong enough to make the effort to be detached, i.e., nothing they do prevents you from following Srimad. It's as though you have died to this world. So dying is a good thing for BKs. We like the idea of dying because we know we have to do it sooner rather than later. Because if you wait till later, it's going to hurt. If you do it voluntarily and you get stronger little by little, you can die alive and you'll be ready to die physically. It is said, when you die, the world is dead to you. You have to die alive here. So continue to remove the awareness of your bodies. You don't have to die physically. You have to die alive, i.e., remove the impact of the old world and remove the old sanskars of body consciousness from within yourself. Now you're dead to this body conscious world. Sit in solitude and continue to practice this. Sit in solitude in the morning and talk to yourself. Remember the Father with a lot of enthusiasm. Baba, I am now coming into your lap. When you're in somebody's lap who's taking care of you, protecting you, loving you, you don't want to be anywhere else. Let the body end in remembrance of the one. So you have to learn to die in remembrance of Baba. This is how you're teaching yourself to do that. This is known as solitude. Whilst you're remembering the Father, true deep solitude, deep silence is how you're supposed to leave the body. Whilst remembering the Father, your bodies, that is your skin, will be shed. You know that this old world and these old bodies are to be finished. There is just a little time of the confluence age to make this effort. Children ask Baba, until when will this study continue? Baba says, until the deity kingdom is
Established.
fully established. I will continue to speak knowledge, and you will then be transferred to the new world. These are old bodies, and so there will continue to be one another suffering of karma. Do not expect Baba to help you in this. That's your effort, not Baba's. If you become bankrupt or you fall ill, the Father will say,
It's your karma.
that's your karmic account. What else could he say? Well, I follow all the things you say, Baba, and then I went bankrupt. It has nothing to do with you misjudging the market, making yourself financially vulnerable, maybe earning your money from corrupt ways. Nothing to do with that. It's since you became a BK, right? Okay. However, Baba's teaching you to be a good manager. He's not asking you to go with bankruptcy to prove that you love him. Use your wealth for something useful. Don't lose it in bankruptcy. However, yes, with yoga, your lifespan will increase. Make effort, but do not ask for mercy. Baba says, the mercy is I give you knowledge to fix your karmas, to stop your suffering. The more you remember the Father, the more benefit there is in it. As much as possible, do everything with the power of yoga. So he just says, stop, like in bhakti, asking God to fix everything for you. He's giving you the power. He's giving you knowledge. He's giving you his love. Use it and fix it yourself. Do everything with the power of yoga. So you need to figure out how to have yoga. On the path of devotion, people saying, hide me in your eyes, capital Y. Someone who is loved is referred to as the jewel of one's eyes, or loved more than life. Do you love Baba more than life? This Father is the most beloved, but he is incognito. Love for him, capital H, should be such. Love for God, him, should be such that
You can't forget him.
Tears of joy.
What's his emphatic slogan? Don't even ask. That's how much love you should have for God. If you got to ask, you don't have enough love. Father hides his children in his eyes. The eyes are not the physical eyes, but refer to the intellect, the eye of the intellect. The most beloved incorporeal Father is teaching us. He is the ocean of knowledge, the ocean of happiness, and the ocean
Of love.
of love. There must be so much love for such a most beloved Father. He does so much altruistic, selfless service of the children. That's why we remembered him the most. Out of all his devotees, the BKs remembered him the most. They did the most bhakti. He makes you children become like diamonds. Baba is so sweet. He's so egoless, and he serves you children. And so you children should also serve with so much love. So love and dedication. Love and dedication, intoxication, enthusiasm is the cure for
Everything.
yes, everything, but for service. What happens
Obstacles.
on the field of service?
Oh, tired.
You get tired. So then do something about your love, enthusiasm, intoxication, and happiness. That's why you do all these things, to see where is your limit, your conditional limit, imposed limit that you place on your capacity to love and your ability to hold on to Baba's love. It's always your body that makes that end. You children must have a lot of spiritual love for one another. You have to follow Srimad. You have to serve with so much love. You have to follow Srimad. If you follow your own manmat, you cross out your own fortune. You children must have a lot of spiritual love for one another. However, because of being body conscious, you don't have that much love for one another. You continue to find defects in one another. This one is like this, that one is doing this. When you were soul conscious, you didn't find defects in anyone. You had a lot of love for one another. You now have to imbibe that stage. Earlier, you were so sweet. So now become just as sweet and constantly be bestowers of happiness. See, if people were fully honest in the yagya, junior, senior, it doesn't matter. They would be giving you classes on their realization of their mistakes due to their weaknesses. Because that would just be what you do if you're honest. You now have to imbibe that stage. Earlier, you were so sweet. So now become just as sweet and constantly be bestowers of happiness. By becoming body conscious, you caused sorrow, and so your spiritual happiness disappeared. Your lives have become shorter because of body consciousness. The Father has now come to make you Sattva Pradana, to make you into constant bestowers of happiness. The more you remember the Father, the more
life you'll have.
the defects will be removed. Any discrimination will also finish. Firmly remember that we are brothers. By seeing yourselves as brothers, you will also see
the virtues.
You will always see virtues. Try to make everyone virtuous. Renounce defects and imbibe virtues. So why do you have trouble hearing the truth about something? It's got to be a weakness. And the weakness means diminishment in some of your virtues. If you're honest, you won't worry about what you're hearing. You'll examine, why is that triggering this feeling inside of me? That would be honest. Try to make everyone virtuous. Renounce defects and imbibe virtues. Never defame anyone. Some have such defects in them that they are unable to understand themselves, and they think themselves to be very good. But because of having defects, they say bad words somewhere or the other. Such things do not happen in the Sattva Pradana stage. Look at yourselves to see how sweet you have become and how much love you have for the Father. Have such love for the Father that you absolutely cling to him. Baba, you are making us so elevated and sensible. You are making us into the masters of heaven. By singing the Father's praise in this way, you should, what should happen inside you?
Bubble with happiness.
Bubble up inside, bubble up with happiness inside. Maintain your spiritual happiness. It is sung, there is no nourishment like
happiness.
That there be so much happiness of meeting the Father that nothing can diminish your stage. Nothing can make you feel bad. No sorrow can exist inside you because you're just too happy. At the confluence stage, I mean, obviously you have to do the effort of none but one and take all attainment from Baba. So you got to be remembering Baba. Right now, we're just working on getting you guys to stabilize your yoga of your intellect so you can remember him consistently. At the confluence age, you children receive such nourishment that you stay happy for 21 births. And there is nothing for anyone to worry about. There are now so many worries. And this is why it affects people's bodies. The stress in their mind is affecting their bodies. And that's sickness, illness, etc. that's manifesting. You do not have anything to worry about. Continue to serve one another with this nourishment of happiness. Offer this great hospitality to one another. People cannot offer such hospitality to others because they don't have it to offer. This gift of Baba's love, sustenance, knowledge, they don't have it. So you should be gracious and offer it to others. You are offering this hospitality on the basis of the Father's Srimat. Baba told you to, so you should do it then, so you do it. To ask others about their welfare is also to give them the Father's introduction. This first-class wonderful nourishment is of knowledge and yoga, and you only receive it from one spiritual surgeon. Man Manabhav and Madhyati Bhav, that's all. So in this context, he's saying you should ask people about their welfare. Well, who's he talking about?
Brahmins.
No, non-Brahmins. Because if you heard the other points, what did he say?
Never ask.
Never ask someone how they are. Not because you don't care about them, because what are you doing when you ask them that? You're saying what?
They're not.
From my vision, you don't look so good. What should you be doing with Brahmins? He says, cooperate with them. How do you cooperate with Brahmins?
Give them good wishes and pure feeling.
That reminds them of the Father and knowledge. That's how you fix a Brahmin stage. But you don't go into How you doing there? Right? I do it sometimes with some of you because you really look not well. And my signal is to you that you probably need to release something, express something, deal with something, and do you know how to do it? If you actually walk in the door happy, it's not like I'm ignorant of the fact that you're battling various weaknesses and sanskars. Every Brahmin is. But you're truly not suppressing, not faking happy, but truly you're still happy. What's that tell me?
You're happy in spite of what?
Then why would you be happy in spite of whatever?
Because you're in Baba's remembrance.
Because your relationship with Baba is solid. Then you're happy. You got to deal with what you got to deal with. That's okay. So when you're not looking so okay, I'm checking what's happening to your remembrance. What's happening in your relationship with Baba? What mistakes have you made that is causing you to disconnect from the Father? So that's why I asked that, because we got to do surgery if it's really serious, right? I don't care. You don't have to answer, and I don't need an answer. But I'm simply saying, if you can't do your own analysis to figure out why you're unhappy, then I guess you need a paramedic to come and help you. Okay? These two versions are nourishment. You receive the sovereignty of the world from the most beloved Father. This is not a small thing. These two versions are very well known. With these two versions, you become ever healthy and
Ever
ever wealthy. You children have to trim these things and remain
happy.
cheerful. Praise godly student life is the best, is of the present time. This is the best time of your whole life. You get to study with God. Yeah, you got to settle your karma. You got to work. It's like working 3 jobs in one lifetime, but it's fun. You grow, you learn so many things. As much as possible, enable this spiritual nourishment to reach others. Enable one another to make progress, and do not waste your time. Remember the Father with great 4 words: patience, with maturity, sincerity, and with understanding. Make your lives like a diamond. Sweet children, you mustn't be careless about the Srimat you receive from the Father. Give the Father's message to everyone. Everyone is going to receive the Father's message. The message is very easy. Simply say, consider yourself to be a soul and remember the Father. Do not perform any bad thoughts, words, or deeds with your physical senses. So everyone's going to come to know, he's saying. Why should you be enthusiastic with being the one who delivers the introduction? Because you get commission. Somebody's going to get the commission. Why not you? One day the power of your silence will be heard. That's profound. Day by day, you will continue to progress and your name will continue to be glorified. Everyone will understand that this is a good organization, that you are doing very good work, and that you are showing a very easy path. The tree of Brahmins will grow a lot, and subjects will continue to be created. Many centers will open. Your exhibitions will take place in all the villages. You children have to do very important service. Your new centers will continue to open, in which many people will come and make their lives like diamonds. You have to look after each one with a lot of love so that those poor people's feet slip. So their feet don't slip. The more centers there are, the more people will come and take the donation of life. So it means stumbling. When you children have made an impact, many will call you to go to them and teach them Raj Yoga to change human beings into deities. As you make progress, there will be a lot of splendor of God that God himself has come in Alu. They're going to hear it, and they've already heard it. There's so many videos saying, and the courses, they say it all over India. We don't serve like that here in Canada. Once they're in the course and they finish, we tell people, but you children can see that there are many international problems in this world at this time. All of these problems are now going to finish, and you mustn't worry about any of them. Yeah, so it's from the 60s. Tell everyone, do not worry about them. This old world is now
about to end,
about to finish. Do not have any attachment to it, because you're going to suffer if you're attached to a world that's going to finish. If you have attachment, if your heart is not clean, which means having attachment, having selfish relationship with something, taking, wanting, desiring, if your heart is not clean, you will not have limitless happiness. You children see plenty of treasures of the wealth of this knowledge, and so there should be plenty of
happiness.
The purer your hearts are, the purer you will make others. Your hearts will become pure with
Power of yoga.
the stage of yoga. You children must also have an interest in becoming yogi and in making others yogi. If you have attachment to your bodies, if you are body conscious, then understand that your stage is
Weak.
weak. Soul conscious children become real diamonds. And real diamonds, they're strong, so they can take
Pressure.
heat and pressure. For weak ones, we say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. If you're strong, you can take the heat, so stay in the kitchen. Therefore, practice being soul conscious as much as possible. Acha. To you, sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to you, spiritual children, and
The spiritual children.
Namaste to the spiritual father.
essence Verdana. Become as egoless as the father and serve everyone with a lot of love. Follow Srimad. Do not cross out your fortune by following
Manmat.
Manmat. Number 2. Continue to eat and serve others the nourishment of happiness that you have received from the Father. Give what Baba's given you. Do not waste your time. Remember the Father with a lot of patience.
Maturity.
Purity, sincerity, and understanding.
Very good. And make your life like a
Diamond.
blessing. May you transform being attracted into being attracted. May you transform being attracted into free from being attracted. So attracted to attract Jeet and become the embodiment of power. In order to become an embodiment of power, transform being attracted into free from any attraction. Okay, so one of the signs, if you've done that work, what will you never feel?
Anyone else attracted to you? As if you're radiating that
Yeah,
you're
but before that happens, what stage do you have to have? What would you have to conquer?
You have to conquer loneliness.
Loneliness. Because you feel alone, which is just an old memory, and you go there to visit so many times, that's why you feel your mind attracted to something else that is going to make that feeling go away. That's the basis of lust. If you have any attraction to your body, your relations, or any physical possessions, Maya can also come, and you will then not be able to become an embodiment of power. Okay? So, when you want, desire attention, desire to be heard, desire all these desires, it's ultimately coming from lust, which is what you do wanting to fill emptiness. That's lust. If you have any attraction to your body, your relations, or any physical possessions, Maya can also come, and you will then not be able to become an embodiment of power. This is why you first have to become free from being attracted, and you will then be able to face any obstacles of Maya. Instead of screaming or being afraid when obstacles come, Mama, help! Just depends how desperate you are, right? You just go down the ladder of your deities. Instead of screaming or being afraid when obstacles come, that sounds funny. Become powerful. That's what we all tell you. I tell you this all the time. And you will then become
Conquer the obstacles.
destroyer, not just conquer, destroyer. If you destroy them, you obviously conquer them. Slogan, let your mercy be altruistic and free from attachment. So this is about empathy, right? Let your mercy be altruistic, totally selfless and pure, no desire, no selfish motive, and free from attachment, not filled with selfishness. Right? Empathy is what you do because of selfish motive. The selfish motive is I empathize with your feelings because
I have them too.
I'm not detached enough. I don't want to see you suffer. So you have to be detached enough to allow someone to suffer if they don't want to take a direction on how to fix it. Then you have to let them suffer. How can you force someone to stop suffering if you tell them what they have to do, what has to change, what thing they have to give up, and they still don't want to do that? So then you have to let them suffer. Avyat signal. Finish the seed of impurity and become completely pure. I am a confluence age Brahmin. This is not a waste thought, sanskar of impurity, or a sanskar of a Shudra, the sanskar of being a Brahmin, having this Brahmin life. Experience the sanskars of impurity and forgetfulness not to be yours. not not those of a Brahmin, but those are the sanskars of a
Sure.
Shudra. When you consider those to be your sanskars, you then become distressed or influenced by Maya. Yeah, it's old videos taped from your past. Mama's class. The auspicious time of fulfilling life's hopes. All of us have had a hope for a long time of having peace and happiness in our lives. So the hope that we have had for a long time will definitely be fulfilled at some point. This is now our final birth and is the end of this final birth. None of you should think that you are still young. Forever young? Nope. Young and old all need happiness, but we also need to have this knowledge of what is causing us sorrow. You have now received this knowledge that due to being trapped in these five vices, the karmic bondages we have created can only be burnt in the fire of remembrance of God. So all of this you've known from the beginning, of course. Now you're having to figure out how to practice it. The easy way to become free from our karmic bondages is to remember the Almighty Authority Baba in every breath, whilst walking and moving. God himself comes and helps us by telling us this remedy. But each soul has to make his or her own effort. He cannot do this for you. Why? Because the things you have to undo and fix inside yourself were created by you. So you have to face them and undo them. And then be able to remember Baba whilst doing that. God comes in the form of the Father, Teacher, and Guru and gives us our inheritance. So first of all, we have to belong to that Father and then study with the teacher and create our reward of happiness for birth after birth. This means that we will receive our status of Jivan Mukti, liberation in life, according to our efforts. Everything is based on efforts. In the form of the Guru, he makes us pure and gives us liberation. So understand this secret and make the right effort. This is the time to finish all your old accounts and create a new life. However much effort you make at this time to make the soul pure, and that's implied that it's you, the soul, because you can't make any other soul pure. That pure effort will accordingly be recorded and continue for the whole cycle. So the whole cycle depends on the income you earn at this time. Look, it is only at this time that we receive this knowledge of the beginning, middle, and the end. We have to become deities. It is now our ascending stage, and we will then go there and experience our reward. There, deities do not know that they will then fall in the future. If they were to be aware of that, after their happiness, they will have to fall. Then by worrying about their falling, they won't be able to experience that happiness. That's sensible. The spiritual law created is that people always make effort to ascend. That is to earn an income for happiness, right? So you can't know you're going to fall. Otherwise, you'd have to start making effort. And if you made effort, you can't be in golden age. Because in order to make effort, there has to be a self-benefit. You won't make effort without a benefit. The benefit is I want to ascend. So when it is the time for us to experience happiness, we have to make effort and claim that happiness. This is the specialty of making effort. It's an actor's duty to act with all his specialties at the time of playing his part. So the audience says, wow, wow, good actor. Right? So this is very subtle. It's a very subtle point, but the only time you can make effort is in the confluence age when you still have the body consciousness of being able to create desire. So you have to obviously discern between impure desire and pure desire, which is the key, right? So you can have desire because you can't have no choice but to have desire. But that desire has to be pure desire based on Srimad. I want to become what Baba says. That's a pure desire, but it also means you're empty. You're not what Baba says yet. And that's okay. What's not okay is indulging desires that are making you more empty than you were. This is why the deities have been given the parts of heroes and heroines. Their memorial images are remembered and worshipped. To stay in a viceless household and create a lotus-like stage is the specialty of the deities. It was because of us forgetting this specialty that Bharat has reached the bad state it has. Now, God himself has come to enable us to make our lives like that. Okay? So, one of the states in India is called the bad state. By us holding on to his hand, capital H, the boats of our lives will go across. Acha. That's Mama's class.